And Nigerian gross domestic product (GDP) recorded significant growth in the third quarter of 2024, expanded by 3.46% year-on-year, according to the National Bureau of Statistics. This marks an improvement from the 2.54% growth in the third quarter of 2023 and the 3.19% growth in quarter 2 of 2024. The nominal GDP stood at 71.13 trillion naira, reflecting a 17.26% increase from 60.66 trillion naira in the same period last year. The service sector emerged as the primary driver, growing by 5.19% and contributing 53.58% to the total GDP, highlighting its critical role in the economy. The oil sector also showed positive growth with a real increase of 5.17%, boosted by an average daily oil production of 1.47 million barrels per day, up from both quarter 3 of 2023 and quarter 2 of 2024. Now, earlier on, I spoke with Economist Mokhtar, and I began by asking him the factors that contributed to the growth in the service sector, which was the major drive of the GDP.
And when you're talking about the service sector, you're talking about the banks, you're talking about the telecommunication space. You realize that these sectors have been the success story of Nigeria, especially the banking sector, because of the reform they are going through. When you look at the kind of profit also they are posed by these banks, so you won't be too surprised with what you are seeing in the service sectors. But the only thing is that what it adds and how much it has impacted the GDP really calls for maybe we have to look at those numbers again. But again, I'm not surprised at what comes out from the service sector. That's one of the most vibrant sectors in the Nigerian economy. And I think it's good for us when that sector begins to strive. That means that we are doing some things right in the economy, despite the microeconomic challenges that this sector faces.
All right, lastly, before I let you go, what does the increase in GDP signify for the average Nigerian?
Well, I don't see what value have added for the average Nigerian, but what is telling the average Nigerian is that some of the reforms of the government is working. You need to be patient based on this report. And so the value will come, but it will take time. That's what this report is just saying. Because when you look at the report holistically, you have to sometimes ask yourself whether this report is truly a true reflection of what is happening in the country. So for the average man, it's still same because the only thing they saw this report said that the unemployment rate has come down. But again, you remember that they have changed the employment rate, which used to be among about the highest before, but they changed the parameters intended to calculate the unemployment rate. And they say anybody that can earn a living is considered employed, even if that living is not living wages or living for them to live well. So definitely that's why you saw that number in the MBS in terms of the labor increment. But outside of that, I don't think there's so much for the average Nigerians to celebrate.